I'm Björn from the economics department, and I want to show you how to enable the grid view on your Moodle page. So let me show you how the grid view looks like. Okay, so this is the Moodle page from my microeconomics course, and if you look at it, you see all the standard stuff on top. But if you go a bit further down, you see all the topics here with nice pictures in a grid. So if you go further down, you see all the content of these grid elements. And you might wonder, okay, what's the point of this? Well, it does actually unclutter the view, but only for the students. So if I switch my role here to student for a second, you will see that it will look much more uncluttered. So again, you have all that standard stuff on top that always stays there, and then you have the grid, but nothing else. But now if you were to click on one of these grid elements, you would then see only these elements from that particular week on your screen. So that unclutters it, and it just looks nice with the pictures there. All right, so how do I enable that? Let me show you with one of my old courses. All right, so this is economic philosophy, one of my old courses. It doesn't run this year, so it's a bit messy because I tried all kinds of stuff out here, but it's still set in the old ways. It's in weekly format, so you have all kinds of information, quizzes, and then weekly topics, right? So where are we? Here are we. All right, so topic after topic, so it's very cluttered, and the students have to keep track of where they are. Okay, I want to switch that to the grid view. In order to do this, I have to edit settings. All right, and then here I have to change the course format from whatever it is before to the grid format. So immediately you get a lot of extra options that basically all concern how it looks like in detail. So I'm going to keep it as it is. Right, and now we can see that we have a grid here. Now, unfortunately, the grid does not automatically get filled with nice pictures, so we have to do that ourselves. Now, of course, if you're a photographer, you can use your own pictures, but it's much easier to look for sources that you are allowed to use without any royalties. So I have found this very nice website called Unsplash. Now Unsplash has a lot of public domain pictures that you can just use. You don't even need to cite the person who has taken the picture, although I have an extra page on Moodle just for the acknowledgements of all the photos that I've used. All right, so let's say I want to use this Hobbit picture here. Just download it. You see, this is what you can use if you want to give credit. So you just save it. All right, so here are a couple of pictures I've already downloaded. Now, one thing you need to know is that in order to use the pictures for the grid, you need to have them in 3:2 format. So it's a landscape format where the ratio of width to height is 3:2. Now, most pictures that are taken with a professional camera are already in that format, but you can basically cut every picture yourself. Now, in order to do that, I'm just using the standard Windows picture viewer. So just click on my picture here, and I'm going to crop it so that I can use it. So here, this thing is the crop tool. So you see the German version here called Zuschneiden. So I'm going to crop it. All right. Now here again it says crop and flip. Only want to crop it. Now I want to have a certain ratio. So here I'm keeping the 3:2 ratio. So it's already in that ratio, but I want to maybe cut away the stuff on the left hand side, which is a bit blurry. So maybe a bit more. Slows down a lot. All right, so this is nice, maybe a bit, okay, keep it like that. And I save a copy. So I'm going to give it a new name. Maybe just week 1. And now I'm going back to my Moodle page. Now, I can't do anything right now. I first have to turn on editing. All right, now we see the change image here. So I'm going to click on it. All right. Choose the file that I just created. All right, so here's the folder where I just saved it. Uploading it and saving the changes. All right, and now the picture is part here of my grid. Now, obviously, you need to do this for all the elements of your grid. But when you do that, you have a very nice grid on your Moodle page. And it just looks nice. Okay, so now the grid is organized in such a way that this is week 1. So as soon as the week 1 of the teaching term will start, it will highlight automatically this week and then move on until the end of the course. Now, of course, you can also point the students' attentions to a different one that is not automatically highlighted, maybe because they need to go back and do something. Then you can highlight a section. So, right, so for example, if I want to highlight the Monopoly week, because maybe they should read something again or do something there, again, I need to turn on editing. And then here in the section, I can highlight it. Right? So it gets this ugly yellow frame here. But if I'm going back to the main page, you will see that this week now has an extra highlighter. So I don't have to rely exclusively on the automatic highlighting that Moodle does. All right, so maybe I show you some of the colors I used. So I go to Edit Settings again. So you see the course format here is already set to grid. Right, so here the current selected color, I put this to the Royal Hallway orange. Same for the current selected image container. So here I set the text to white, so white on orange. And then I set some stuff to black and white, and the rest basically I kept as it is. That already looks decent. So this is basically all you need to know to turn your Moodle page into having that grid on the home page.